Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So, Ophiuchus, let's go ahead and take a look at what is coming next week, Ophiuchus. So, here we go. By the way, guys, this weekend I've been busy doing some stuff for the channel behind the scenes, also soundproofing, just trying to do some stuff to improve things, but also to roll out a couple of things in time for the holidays. So, I look forward to sharing that with you guys. We got some fun stuff planned. So, all right, we have a Six of Wands, we have a Queen of Pentacles, we have the Strength card, and we have the Devil. So this week, first off, what seems to be coming is I don't know if somebody's achieving their personal best in like a workout or something that could be like really great news to celebrate. This could be celebrating someone else's accomplishment as well, but it definitely feels like there's a fist pump moment, right? There's something really positive, and this could be work related. This could be I can't believe it. I got it. I got the job. I got the raise. I got that moment of, recognition. And now this opens up all these new doors and I'm projecting what else I can do next. It just feels like I think this is either Ophiuchus or this is something near and dear to Ophiuchus who's like experiencing such a great moment of success this week. And that moment opens up the next like layer of their life. Like a lot was riding on this, and it looks like they're getting like a yes. They're getting a like they wind up doing great at that job interview. They feel like they're walking out going, oh my god, this is awesome. Or it feels like something like we make a real step forward. This could also be somebody in like physical therapy or something, and they're really gaining some of their motion back and they're feeling more like themselves, and it's just so exciting. And now they're thinking about what they can do now that they can see real progress. It's something about progress, something about a benchmark, it's something about success. And it is, oh God, it's so good to see for this person. It's so like exciting and it's enjoyable. And it's, I'm excited for this person, this is really good news for them. Whatever is coming up in their lives, whatever this week holds, it strengthens somebody's confidence. Now, we do also have the Devil though. So against the backdrop of such a wonderful like message of success and somebody who really feels like, also I don't know if somebody's like an avid reader, but I keep picturing these as books as well. We also have like a spiral staircase that could be important. This could be somebody walking out of a courthouse or something, and they have good news. This could be somebody who's like done with their parole. This could be somebody that is getting early release or somebody that is having something really successful. I just see the orange and it makes me think, that's another route the story could go. Is like, okay, I've paid my debt to society and, now I can get back to, re-strengthening and recommitting myself to my life. And it just feels really, really good. However, when we go to the Devil, we may have a Capricorn and therefore it wouldn't be anything negative at all. Or we could have somebody that is mad, jealous. Six of Wands in the reverse. So I have a couple of cards that are mixed in to the wrong deck because, oh no, I'm sorry. I changed decks as I've been chit-chatting here. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Why am I having a couple of cards and now they're all this deck? Because I pulled that deck. Sorry. Earlier, if you look back at some of the other videos, you'll notice that I have one or two from this deck accidentally mixed in here. In fact, I think I can see one more right there. Okay, there we go. So sorry, but I had to figure out what on earth was going on just now. So Six of Wands comes out twice, right? It definitely feels like in order for Ophiuchus to have a successful moment this week that is going to be just what they wanted, it means somebody else doesn't get the successful moment. So it definitely could be like, oh, Ophiuchus is the winner. Ophiuchus is the person that gets the raise. Ophiuchus is the person that gets the job. If they get the promotion, whatever this is, Ophiuchus gets it. And that means this other person doesn't. And that, of course, makes somebody else feel low. They feel sad. Now, in truth, and they could be mad or jealous, but in truth, even they kind of know why it wasn't given to them or why they're not the recipient of this. They know why. With that Hierophant sideways, they weren't ready for it. If Ophiuchus winds up getting this positive thing this week, it's not because they're the favored child or, the boss likes them better. It's because Ophiuchus they got the chops for it. There's a lot of excellent alignment here, but it does look like with this, like flower of life that's blossoming, it does look like Ophiuchus is going to be able to like rock with this. They're going to be able to move on and do great things. And yes, it is sad for whomever this person is. But I still argue they know why they're not the person who gets to do this, why it's Ophiuchus instead. Knight of Cups and Page of Pentacles being sideways. This now makes me think, oh, is this all about romance and relationship? I didn't even think of it that way at all. I only saw this as like career maybe. And I was going mostly off of the, Queen of Pentacles energy. I didn't think of it that Ophiuchus might be the person who's getting asked out, and Ophiuchus could be like, oh my God, this is so exciting. I'm thrilled this person asked me out. This feels terrific. It feels like we are like on the same wavelength. This could be possibly a Leo then who asks Ophiuchus out, but somebody else might have had a crush on them as well. And it's like, oh, or it could just be like, nobody ever asked me out. Could just be somebody who's straight up jealous. How come Ophiuchus gets asked out? Now I got to watch Ophiuchus, have some really successful, lovely romance. The thing is, again, whomever this person is, they already do understand why Ophiuchus is the one. Look, I don't think that they're going to say anything necessarily. I mean, unless this is somebody who had wanted to ask Ophiuchus out, and they're going to at least say that, like, oh, they asked you out. I had wanted to, but obviously you're a better match with them. I mean, maybe they're going to say something just a little bit snarky, just a little bit, because this could be a little bit of dialogue, a little bit of conversation, or it's going to be somebody who wants to know, like, so how was that date? Thought you were going to go out with them. It could be that Ophiuchus gets a weird vibe from somebody this week after having something wonderful happen to them this week. And it could just be that this other person reveals their jealousy, or they want to kind of like investigate or talk to Ophiuchus, like try to get the dirt a little bit. I feel like this person has a motive, because you see how she's kind of sitting here. Ophiuchus might be thoughtful about how to respond to somebody who's asking a more personal question about like a romantic thing, or even if somebody's like implying something like, oh, so when you got that raise, was that before or after you went out with the boss? And it could kind of be like, what's that about? I don't know. This just says Ophiuchus is sitting here going, okay, there's a reason that this person is saying this. I'm not sure I understand what they're doing or why they're saying the things that they are, because Ophiuchus has the moon behind their head, almost like, I feel like this person has an angle. It might be just a little bit unpleasant. Otherwise, it's fabulous, right? The week is amazing. There's something so wonderful. And hopefully if somebody is salty or rude toward Ophiuchus, hopefully Ophiuchus doesn't let it bug them, or dampen this excitement. Okay, let's leave that alone for right now, because to me, I kind of think that Ophiuchus is going to have like a stellar week. They could be very excited about a romance. And let me just ask, in the context of romance, because I kind of feel now that's what we're dealing with. Knight of Coins, Two of Cups in the reverse. This has been a long time coming. Ophiuchus is not saying, oh my God, we're so perfect for each other. This is my Two of Cups. In fact, if anything, Ophiuchus is like, look, it's taken a long time for us to even get a chance to go out to dinner. And we literally have like the chef peering his face around. I don't know if Ophiuchus like works in a restaurant or they do. This could be somebody who is the chef at a restaurant who comes out and asks Ophiuchus out. But I feel like Ophiuchus is going to be finally able to like have a nice dinner or something like that with a person who's attracted to them. But nowhere here does it say Ophiuchus is like, oh my God, they're the love of my life. They're my only one. We don't see it like such heavily steeped in romance. We could begin something. We could take it slow. We could see if our connection builds. But it definitely feels like somebody that Ophiuchus would like to go out with is asking them out this week. That's how that comes across. Okay, anything else unrelated to that topic for Ophiuchus to pay attention to, be mindful of, prepare for this week? we have got a Two of Cups sideways, okay? A Queen of Coins, so there's that Queen of Pentacles a second time. The and the Seven of Wands. So separate from that, I'm sorry, I was trying really hard to move us off of that topic, but we're kind of back on it one more time to say, the less Ophiuchus says to somebody who's displaying jealous traits, probably the better. If they see themselves as a rival for Ophiuchus's attention to somebody, or if they wish they could steal Ophiuchus's, potential date away from them, or if they just digging for dirt, this says don't let their words get in Ophiuchus's head, and maybe even withdraw and be less accessible to this person, because it's feeling like something could get in Ophiuchus's head and wreck this otherwise lovely energy by the end of the week, and we don't want to do that. So it's like, just take it one step at a time, enjoy the process, don't overthink anything, certainly don't let anybody's negativity get in Ophiuchus's head. Okay, let me go one more time though, because obviously that must be very important for it to come out basically twice, but let me just take a look. Also, if that, the dating scenario has something to do with the workplace, that could be the other reason. It's like, don't let that get in Ophiuchus's head and be like, oh my God, is everybody in the office staring? Ophiuchus can make their own decisions. They're grown up. They don't have to worry about what anybody thinks. Ophiuchus is doing things, in an appropriate way. Okay, so we have a King of Wands and the Four of Swords also this week. Seems like there's a lot of people that are the main focus this week, but this is something totally unrelated now. Now we have, if anything, somebody that Ophiuchus might either be surprised to hear from, could be great to hear from, but could be a bit of a surprise to hear from this person. This could be somebody who's been a little bit lost for a while. This could be somebody who is, I don't know if Ophiuchus has to literally help somebody go get eyeglasses this week also. But when I say might be lost, it could be something like that. Like, my vision's not that great. I've kind of lost, whatever. I misplaced something and I haven't wanted to say it, but now I kind of need to go get new glasses because I lost my glasses, or I'm, not able to see something. That's just a side note. It's the fact that these eyes are always, seeing without seeing is what draws me in. And with the Four of Swords, this is somebody who doesn't really want to say something, but I think that they might have to. It's either that, or it's a person that Ophiuchus kind of like, this feels like a quiet individual that Ophiuchus pays closer attention to this week. This could be somebody, maybe this is a blind dog or a blind pet, or they rescue an animal, or foster an animal that has trouble seeing. If that is the case, I feel like this could be Ophiuchus's, like, the best pet of their life. If this is about a person in Ophiuchus's world, it's somebody who needs something from Ophiuchus, and I think Ophiuchus recognizes this. It's a little bit murky, but then Ophiuchus sees it and recognizes it, and it's like, as somebody I'm going to go ahead and, gravitate to, reach out to. They didn't say it with words, but I sense it from them. So I'm going to gravitate toward them. They need me, or they need a little bit of help, or they need something, and I can sense it. So I'm going to gravitate toward them. It feels like they, just with their eyes, it could be imploring Ophiuchus. I don't know if somebody has blonde hair, or they're dyeing their hair this week, but it looks like it's going to look fantastic. And if there is something about, like, I don't know, if somebody's eating something with like melted bubbly cheese on it, don't burn the roof of your mouth. I know, weird, but sometimes we add those little side notes in stuff. I don't know, bubbly cheese is coming out of that. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate each and every one of you. And Ophiuchus, I look forward to sharing some stuff with you guys into next week that we'll be adding into the channel. All right, take care. Lots of love. Bye for now.